Hi and welcome to another video from Otherworldly, and today me, Freya and Ran were on the high seas and we're standing on the prow of the beautiful Neptune's Revenge from Maxwell Graf of Rustica. And as you can see here at the prow, we have the figurehead as well, and that's of course depicting Neptune. And this ship has been quite the project. It has been redesigned a number of times over the years that Maxwell has worked on it, until it's now finally finished, and it's almost entirely mesh. It has some prim for physics, basically. And it comes in two versions, one with the ship's sails unfurled, as you can see here, and also in a version with the sail, with the rigging furled, I guess you call that. My sailing terminology, I'm afraid, is terrible, so you'll just have to bear with me. The ship is designed to be sort of a quasi-historical, slightly fantasy ship that will fit into a lot of periods that way. And you know, it's an absolutely stunning piece of work, and I'm really going to have to give you a good look here in the video. So I think we're going to first start by taking a good look at the whole ship. As you can see, this is a proper tall ship. Or at least it's a very tall ship. And the sails and everything, it's really beautiful with the rigging. It's got materials. It's got great texturing, great detailing. All the ropes and everything is actual mesh rather than just being alpha textures. So there's no flickering or anything when you zoom in on the ship like this. The deck house here and its physics part is actually unlinked, so you can remove that if you want to reduce the land impact a bit, or if you just want to have a bit more space on the deck. It comes with these two cannons fixed here in the front, and then there's also an additional cannon that you can res out and place where you want it. There's a plank, so you can have people walk the plank if that's what you want, and various little other additions like a pirate flag and a nice decorative photo of the ship itself to decorate with, and some lamps. So you've got some little accessories for it. The ship itself is fairly basic in terms of it doesn't have any scripting for sailing, but it is prepared for it. I don't quite understand all the requirements for sailing in SL. Ran used to do a little bit of it, but I've never looked into any of the scripting parts. But basically the ship is made so that it can take scripts for sailing. Now I'm probably going to say something stupid, but like the steering wheel thingy, all of those things are set up so that you can script, you can add scripts to them. Same for the cannon. It's all mod, so you can add scripts, you can recolor, retexture, resize. Obviously, if you resize the ship, the land impact is going to go up exponentially as it does. But you know, it's a great piece just the way it is, and you get two versions. You get this one with the ships, with the sails, I keep saying ships, with the sails unfurled, and then you have one version that you could have for putting in a dock or something, with the sails all rolled up. I'm going to give you a little bit of a look here inside as well, I think, because you do have a little cabin as well. Wait, look at the texturing on that door and the detailing and the way the materials works with that. It's absolutely beautiful. So in here you have a nice little sleeping corner, and this is in fact scripted for some options. So you can, for example, have your navigational chart blanket, or you can have the period appropriate 3-wolf moon blanket made from kind of a woodcut style, with the wolves there. And you can also change the pillows. Maybe you want to have your Jolly Roger pillows. Totally. Or perhaps you want to have an octopus on it. That also works. since it's mod, you could of course also add, if you have poses, you could add those to the bed and have some fun in your cabin. I know there are some pieces from Duchy that would be rather nice additions to this ship. In fact, I know that one of them was, I think it was called like the stowaway trunk or something like that. It was actually, the photos for that one were shot on an earlier version of this ship. So you could definitely have that if you want to have some piratey fun on the ship. As I said, you can remove the deck house, give yourself a little bit more space. Oh yes, I should also mention something about where we're sailing today. We're actually not on the ground floor of the sim, so to speak. We are up in the sky, and we are using one of my Landscape Unlimited sky landscapes. This one is called the Kingdom of Islands, and it's largely watery with a central area with a bit of a sandy beach. Most of it, of course, is actually surrounding the sim, because it's basically a full mesh sim with surround all built in. So you can't actually access all of the areas. I have the ship parked currently more or less at the edge of as far as out as it can go. But this still gives a lovely backdrops for showing something like this, and much better than trying to cram it in on down on the sim, because oops, and there I see I had forgotten totally to de-res that one, so just pretend you didn't see the res box for the sim landscape. This way is much prettier. I think I'm gonna take some photos down on the sim actually to show the unfurled version of the sails as well, so you can see what that one looks like. Because that one is more easy to have basically resed out on your sim in a smaller space. It would make more sense. You wouldn't have the sails up like this if you were at the docks. I'm really quite in awe of the craftsmanship on this ship. It's very beautiful. I'm not a ship or sail expert by any means, but it looks really convincing. It's built to a nice scale. I think you can see I think we look to be at about an appropriate size here. Man has a bit of a taller avatar, but still not perhaps super tall, certainly not by SL standards, and I'm fairly short, and I think we work out quite nicely, so it's a very realistic build size. And I should actually mention a few things about at least what I'm wearing. Ran is in an, well, by now a little older outfit. It is mesh. It is from Junbug's Heathcliff menswear line. It's called Lord of the Tides. Seemed piratey and appropriate for this. I'm wearing a gown from the Annex, and what's new is that I've got this hair on, which is from Calico. And then I've got, let's see if I can get in enough to give you a good look at those. These barbed wire and rose chokers and armlets, which are from Rowan Wood for the Gacha Guardians, and that one just opened, so these are available currently at the Gacha Guardians, and I will definitely make sure that the photo shows them in a little bit more detail, because I have depth of field on for this video, which means that sometimes it's a little hard to focus in on things like that. So I think that's about all the important details. I will be adding some more details about the ship in the post itself. All the some of the specifications about what you can do with it and so on. But if you have an interest in having a beautiful ship, either as a prop or if you're able to add scripts to it, I mean, this would make an absolutely fabulous sailing ship as well. But just for roleplay reasons, I think it would be beautiful to have as on any sim that has water, and since you do have the deck house there, you can have a tiny little living area. And who doesn't want to have some pirate roleplay on the high seas. Yes, my mind stuck a bit in the gutter, but you know, that's usual for me. So I think that's about it for this video. I will leave you with another look at Neptune's Revenge, and which is about to sail off between these island kingdoms and take us on some interesting adventures.